Yeah, I don't know why I slept like 10 hours. Normally I sleep like 6 or 7. So one thing I find funny is that before I ended the stream last weekend or last Friday, I had two buffers, one for the rollback and one that had like the destination. And I deleted the destination when I'm dumb. I needed to keep it because I realized that I was only looking at these post operations and like the taken not taken. I completely forgot about the checking whether or not the address is good or bad. Hmm. Thinking. So I know I need that register back. Hmm. What should I name this? Speculation. Are you not an alien this time?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. What was that last time?
I don't know. I just rebooted.
It
I
sounded
don't
like you were
know.
literally going through a soundboard and like being a DJ with your voice.
I don't know. I don't know what it sounds like.
Speculation. I'm just gonna name it fucking buffer. Fuck it.
Okay,
Speculation
so
result buffer. I'll name it that.
you were working on the PC on last Friday, so that's where you're picking up, right?
Yeah, and like last Friday I deleted this. I had a buffer here already. And I didn't
Oh,
put
you're
it
not
there.
screen sharing on Discord. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm only on. I haven't didn't do that yet.
Okay.
There we go. Now there's music on the stream early rather than later. Um, this is gonna have predicting true, and then it's gonna have there you go. Is this next program counter already has the reset condition in it? So whenever you're predicting true and you are Writing to the program counter. I'm gonna use this same condition here. But I'm gonna add a condition to it, I think. Oh no, this needs to be speculating. Yeah, so anytime you speculate, anytime you're speculating on a branch, I'm gonna modify the pipeline a little bit because before we had it here, I'm definitely gonna be thinking. Well, hi. My Discord crashed.
Morning,
Hey.
my friends.
Hello.
Hi.
Top of the morning
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
for some of us. Are you liking this time change? I'm still not used to it.
Time change doesn't matter because I'm still in bed.
Nice.
I'm gonna drive to the gas station and pick up a Red Bull.
Edibles?
What?
What did you say?
Red Bull
Oh,
from the gas station.
I mean edibles too.
They sell the fucking, what is it called? CBD? That's what it's called.
CBD. What, like drink?
Edibles and shit at the gas station.
We're trying to ban that shit down here, in Florida.
Why?
It's not the CBD stuff's not regulated at all.
One of the people I know that lives in Florida buys that like artificial like lab.
The Delta 8 or whatever.
Yeah, Delta 8. That's what it's called.
Yeah, they're gonna ban that shit here.
That's sketch. Thinking.
You ever try any of the THC edibles?
THC edibles?
Yeah, you ever had any?
Oh, dude, I used to be a stoner. I used to be a hardcore stoner.
Yeah.
Smoking,
Legal
fat
there.
dabs. I used to make butter. I grew weed once. That was really cool.
Like in your closet?
No, outside.
Sweet.
I got 38 ounces off of 2 plants.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
It's amazing. You're down there in the southern part.
Do what?
I'm saying you're pretty south down there by LA kinda, right?
I was living in San Diego at the time.
Ah. That's even further.
Yeah, did like a hydroponics setup. 1/3 got turned into bubble hash, 1/3 got vacuum sealed and frozen, and then the other third got smoked. And then the bubble hash got fucking lost. Someone I was living with a bunch of fucking idiots at the time, and they lost the bubble hash.
Amazing.
I was so fucking mad.
Well, yeah, go get your Red Bull. Don't let me hold you up.
I'm getting dressed.
Thinking.
What you thinking, Gio?
About this pipeline.
Stop, think, just do.
Speculating on some speculation.
Exactly.
I might have to sell some stocks here in like 5 minutes.
You're gonna have to sell some stonks?
Yeah, it's gonna be another bank shit day.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm holding some AMD stocks for like a month, but might be the top. I don't know. Swing trade.
Okay, I'm being dumb again because a branch and stuff like that will come through. The first one comes through and it's just attached alongside with that. It'll just have like prediction metadata. It says, hey, are you speculating or whatever like that, and then it does the branch like normal, like, or jump and link. It does whatever you want it to do exactly like normal, which is the speculation flag officially set as that instruction retires. And then all the instructions that come after that, after the one delay slot, because this will detect that. Yeah, okay. So jump and link will be the like the -5 or whatever like that. I'll just take this because it'll be like 5 cycles back. And then this speculation will just be able to update the branch outside of this jump. And then I'll know the result by the time it gets to the end. Yeah, okay.
Seems like a good plan.
So then okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is think, thonk, thinkity thonk, think. In order for this to go, I need to have these 3 inputs need to be branched off from that. So what I think I'm gonna have to, I didn't think through these inputs too well. Like, I know I need this, like this speculative destination. So if you're getting, so right now, let's say I need to fucking bring up Milton.
Oh yeah.
Milton. You can undo that layer. Milton. I had to Alt F4 fucking Milton.
Bruh, maybe you gotta reboot like me.
Okay, so I want that other color.
It should have support for layers the whole time. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That makes it really much more powerful than I thought. Oh yeah, but you can't do straight lines.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing. Like shift and all that stuff will do other things. Nothing is for a straight line. Okay, so let me make sure this is actually on the stream. Entirely.
Right.
So we're gonna have not that. The jump in link. Then we're gonna have an add, which I'll make red. And then we'll do, there'll be a breakpoint right there. This will be like the jump and link, it being speculative. It'll be like a subtract and a move. Okay, so then oh yeah, I forgot. Oh wait. B. There's two different scenarios I'm gonna work through. So this is jump and link, and then there's also needs to be jump and link. Okay. So then this would give me add is this is going to be the delay slot, so this always will be executed. And then in this case, right after this add is when this gets speculated, because it goes into fetch one and it gets speculated here, which then triggers the subtraction to come through. Yeah, because that would update the PC on this cycle here. Yep, it gives that. Okay, I love how the farther I went down with my S's, the more skewed they were. That's kind of funny. The okay, and then I'm gonna have to just keep writing this out until I get to this boundary here, because this is when I know my result. This jumping link will have stored to a register here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just being dumb, I think. Oh no, I know why. It's because I need to check if this is what's fucking me up. So if I'm speculating, since at this cycle the PC is now in a speculation land. So from these two lands, this is speculation. So what I need to do is, instead of this jumping link, if the speculation flag is high, I need to then take from the buffer, from like this destination buffer that I created. So if what I need to do is every time yeah, so if the speculation is incorrect, what I have right now is I store this rollback buffer, which is where I would roll back to if it was incorrect. That's also the same, this is the same address as my jump-in link, which would give me this. So this way it doesn't matter where my speculation would be. I don't have to worry about you jumping 90 fucking lines ahead and then this trying to jump and link to 90 minus 5. It would like fuck you up. Okay, yeah, so that makes me happy. I'm glad I did that. That also solves my problem where, what if this jump-in link, when it gets to this issue stage, um oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm doing a very hodgepodge thing right here, but I don't really care. Oh, that wasn't a line, was it? That wasn't a line either.
Nope.
It's like nothing happened. You'll never know it was there. See, because I want this to still be here, but I want to walk through what happens if it goes to run ahead. Want the blow? Give me the blow. Give me the. Thank you. So what this would do is now this jumping link gets pushed out here and goes to La La Land. Run ahead. This is now a run ahead instruction. So then let's just wait till, let's say it takes till this cycle, just because it doesn't matter as long as there's some gap. This will be injected into decode 0. So you would end up having a jump in link, jump in link, jump in link, jump in link, and then you would speculate up until this point. Okay, so that means something like this add is going to continue to go through this sub is going to go through. I'm going to.
Alright, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go to the gas station.
Okay. So all this is speculation, but what's interesting is that if I then have this move comes in, I'm just gonna randomly throw out an orange add again. It's another add, just because I'm trying to fill out this diagram.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start reusing colors. Fuck it. No, let's go. I'm gonna just start throwing out random ones. Say teal. Then this comes in here, and then at this location, since maybe the result of some load came back and stored, like maybe this jumping link was waiting on a condition to come through to tell you whether or not you actually did the jumping link. So like it came back, and this stored back here, or like that magical load came back and stored like right on this cycle boundary, which means on this cycle you go, oh cool, I can now execute my jump and link because it's now that it's the head of my run ahead queue. In that case, this instruction then goes, it stalls out this sub, and this sub would then propagate and wait and go down here, and it would just go around it. I'm uncreative. Just use another add. And this add then gets delayed and goes around everything like that. So it just adds a stall. And then right after this, you get the yep. And then you end up like, oh wait, no, this sub. This mult would be delayed up there. So yeah, then at this stage you would start your pipeline would start being normal. But it fills in this gap. It takes this instruction and then fills it in here. And since you took your since you have your rollback point that was stored here at that start of the yellow line where the speculation starts, you had that rollback point. So your jump and link, if you end up saying, hey, yeah, that's true, then you can still store that same result that you have in your rollback as your jump and link, because that's the valid jump and link. If it's not valid, then you just don't store back. Then you would just roll back everything, and you'd roll back the PC to the rollback point, and you would tell the registers to roll back all these changes.
How wide can that speculation get? How many deep?
It only goes one branch. If you get another branch in this, it's gonna stall.
Oh, okay.
Stalling seems to be the safest option. Going more than one branch deep just gets really, really nasty.
Well, maybe I'm naive, but you'd also, depending on the architecture, you would need enough registers to be able to do all the possible assignments in there and then roll all those back. You'd need at least how many registers? Possibly.
Say that last part again.
Okay, I'm not 100% on this, but so you got that speculation area that goes from the left to the right, like
Yeah.
8 instructions in there. What if those were all instructions that needed a register from the round robin or whatever?
From the what? Oh, from the run ahead?
Oh, from the round robin. What do we call it? Damn.
Talking about the load?
Yeah, what if you had a bunch of different loads in the registers?
They were like in flight before the jump and link?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so all of those registers are marked dirty prior, so all their statuses are marked dirty, which means any instructions that were going to modify those registers can't and would be put to the run ahead. So when you write to registers, the way we made the register cells is so that way you have to this shadow register, right? We'll be writing on A and speculating, so then you check against this uppermost bit to say whether or not you roll back. So if you end up so that way it only ends up taking things that actually end up committing. So all of these things that pass this magical boundary right here, anything that passes this boundary that was issued after this yellow line gets tagged with that rollback status. And then if you roll back, then it only affects the actual instructions that pass this boundary. If that makes sense.
I guess my question was, could you run out of registers?
No, because the registers just overwrite themselves. If you end up trying to overwrite something that had an in-flight value and still wasn't back here, you would just go to run ahead like normal. But yeah, this boundary right here are all all these results. Well, not this jumping link, but all of these results here would be tagged as speculative, and you could roll back. Because remember, I only have one state per register because of the run ahead. And in the run ahead queue, if when you ever roll back, if there's like a dozen instructions that were out in flight that were in the run ahead queue, all those just get wiped out. If you end up realizing you speculated false, but if you end up speculating true, then they just become real instructions. Does that answer your question?
Is how they do it in the big boy CPUs?
No, this run ahead stuff is like not really used in any major CPUs. It's a research that was done maybe like in the 2010s. It may be in some like commercial CPUs, but it's not in any like mainstream major CPUs, I don't think. And most run ahead that is done, like speculation is done in like all major CPUs, but run ahead, the most people when they do run ahead, the most common way that I've seen is you speculate ahead. You run whenever you get like a cache miss or something like that, and you're waiting on your value. You run ahead like we do. You just keep running and running ahead, but you mark yourself in a run ahead state, and your goal is to generate cache misses as much as you can while that first cache miss is in flight. So hopefully, if you end up realizing that you unrolled a loop like a dozen times, and you're accessing like that value plus the next dozen, you can then have the caches and make sure they grab that value. And then once you get that first cache return back, you then roll back your program counter and all of your state back to when you started your run ahead. So that way when you then run all that code again, it'll make sure that you that all your values will be in cache, and you'll have a smooth pathway. If that makes sense.
You were showing off that new Xenon chip, and I'm completely naive on what's the general thinking why you need that many registers. Is it because of all the speculation stuff they're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just speculation.
Right. That's the big win for that new Mac M1 chip, is it? It's like a huge reorder buffer and like I don't know how many registers. That
My bar.
Ahoy, sailors.
And we're streaming my bar.
Mr. Maibar,
I know.
You're the sailor.
Yes, I am the sailor now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm healthy. I, for some reason, decided to go to university. Yeah. That was probably a mistake.
Yeah. What are you going to take?
I'm going to become a mathematician.
Wow.
Fun.
Is that for employment or just like
Pure
numbers?
intellectual curiosity.
Yeah. That's cool.
I already have a job. I'm not, one that pays like 5 times what a mathematician would earn, so it's not for employment. Right?
Well, if you're like me, you watch all the episodes of Number File. What interests you, or?
I just want to learn more about it in general. I don't have any specific interest. Yeah.
Oh, did you see the Milton I was drawing?
I don't know. I was lurking on the stream. I was like, "Do it" in chat, but that's about it.
Yeah, I know I saw. But if you look, I got Milton. I walked through the jumping link that's been messing with my head.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know how I want to do the jumping link.
Nice.
It makes me feel much happier with the way I'm doing speculation and stuff. And I really like how clean this pipeline diagram is, where there's no bubbles. It just pulls this out and then injects. Well, the one bubble is here technically.
How you doing, bud? You don't sound like you're doing okay. Would you like a hug? Fair enough.
You're really quiet now.
6 a.m.
Why are your volumes like half the time you're so quiet and the other half the time you're so?
Because the difference
my
is
ears.
my mic is now like up close to my face.
Yeah, I know. I have to constantly adjust your volume from like 60% to 150. And it goes from bleeding my ears to making me want to cry.
Nice.
I'm eating soup.
Good.
Mm. So, I guess there is some theoretical mathematical constant that varies from person to person, where the ratio of liquid to solids constitutes whether you're eating or drinking soup. Although
Sure.
some might argue that the act of using a spoon constitutes eating, even if it is mostly liquid.
If it's a really watery soup, and I insist on using a fork anyway.
Then I would book you into the nearest mental asylum.
Correct.
But, yeah, you ready? Okay, so, here is something else you could do. You see that?
Yeah.
Mm.
Thinking. Okay, so jumping link is just gonna grab this. I need to take. So hold on. I need to do PC +1. I need to do immediate. Plus offset. Fallbacks. Wire. Incorrect speculation equals
What was that?
We have on The Last of Us on the show in the game, I think, a book of puns.
Mm.
Those are pretty horrible.
Well, up to it. You sound like a dad, even though I think you're not. But how about you give me your best dad joke?
It's not my.
Not this
that's
again.
Not my bag.
Destination mismatch and okay, so if you predicted true and the destinations are mismatched and you have branches, then it's an incorrect speculation. And if you have thinking. So when do I need to I need to speculate when I'm predicting true. It begins speculation pulse. Okay. Are the random chats done?
What are you writing there? You're modifying the PC, yeah.
Yeah, so now when you begin a speculation and you're predicting true, okay.
The speculation pulse, does that come from the top level?
Yeah, that's gonna come inside here.
Gotcha.
So in the pipeline, there's gonna be a pre-decoder that's only gonna check whether or not it's a branch, and it's just gonna immediately guess. It's just gonna immediately predict. That's why we were so, since it predicts immediately in this stage here, as if you're getting cache hits here, you only have it only has one delay slot, and then any stalling is going to be from a cache hit miss. It's not going to, there's not going to be like a because in pORC1 there's a delay slot and a stall for this one, there's no stall. I just check if it's a branch, and if it is, I just say, hey, here's my, hey, BTB and predictor. Go for it.
You figured all that out in the top level, or did you make a module for that?
I haven't made this yet. So the things that are made are yellow.
Okay.
This needs to actually be made orange. So the orange things are things that are like were made to have like base features, but it still need to be modified. So the instruction decoder needs to have some stuff added to it for speculation control. The program counter is what we're building now, and these things up here, these two are going to be end up going to be deleted. Because these ended up being inside here. They're just kind of like out here to just show kind of where they get updated. But the BTB and the which is a branch target buffer, I need to make that, and I need to make the predictor, and that's both. I'm probably gonna put that in here, both of those. Like, so this BTB will probably end up being like attached to this.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So this will be its own little thing. These two are going to be more or less removed. I'm going to rearrange this a little bit once I get this done, but yeah. Whenever you do a branch, I'm going to do some fancy stuff and store it in the BTB and do some fancy things. That way, if you're branching to like a register address or something like the register value that I don't have as an immediate, I can then just like guesstimate what that destination is going to be and just say, okay, fuck it, this is your destination.
Did that work?
Huh?
To guesstimate.
Yeah, so like if the idea is that if you end up seeing a branch and you don't have it in your BTB, then you just stall. Like if you have no matching entries whatsoever, you stall because you can't predict that destination. But if then once that branch gets in there, you then like store that with like using maybe like the upper bits and the lower bits in some, like the lower bits plus like adding together, do some hash on the upper bits or whatever. Like you do some scheme on the address that instruction lands on. Like the address of that instruction to say, hey, look, on line 99 we have a jump in link, and that jump in link on the first time we went to a register, and that register the first time we went to it had 17 in it. Then you're going to store 17 into like whatever location corresponds to address 99. So the next time you see 99, you look in there and go, cool, I've seen something that matches this hash. Let me grab 17, and then I'm going to predict that I'm going to branch what you either predict true or false. And if you predict taken true, then you grab that value and you speculate that you're going to branch true to address 17. Then you can still predict. What this means is you can be false. Like you can predict improperly, like the branch isn't taken. But if the branch is taken, you can still be wrong because you can predict the wrong address. So there's 3 possible outcomes. There's predicted correct, there's 4: predicted correct, predicted incorrect, and then if you predicted correct, there's also whether or not if it was taken, is it the right address, and it's incorrect also. Like if it's incorrect, you don't really have to worry about if it's correct or not. You just update your BTB.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm such a child. I looked over and saw that YouTube says I started streaming 69 minutes ago, and it just made me smile a little bit. The inner child of me is never gonna just be like. The speculative destination will. I have it set. This value is 0. That's here. Yeah, 1, 1, 0. Okay. And roll back. Ah. Yeah, fuck this shit. I'm gonna redo all that. I'm gonna redo those conditions. I'm just trying to like hodgepodge this fucking shit to an existing one. Okay, so then rollback would be. Okay, so we need to go PC like normal. That's just going to be our normal operation. The instructions that relative use. Okay. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Instruction decoder. So these lower bits are 12 and 13. 1 0. That is going to. Need a pet 10-bit. Hmm. I forgot entirely that the both the 10-bit immediates used in the branches, when the jumps in branches, are both relative, so they need to be signed. So right now this covers so this should be wire immediate 10-bit sign equals this should be 14 or oh, hold on. Is that even, that doesn't even work right? 'Cause 0, 1. This is load lower immediate. This is load unsigned extended and jump in link relative. This is load upper immediate. This is load negative immediate and currency register. JLI BZI relative. Okay. So you know what? I think I'm overcomplicating. I think I'm just gonna make. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this real quick. There you go. I'm just gonna do that rather than try to do some fancy fucking logic. Okay, so then we have so if this 10-bit immediate is not going to be used here, it's not going to be used here. This is going to be branch sign. This will be fetched to instruction 9, because it's just assign extend the immediate. So you can add or subtract. And on this 10-bit, this shouldn't be bit 14. Bit 14 would just make both of these be all 1s, but this lower one should not be a 1. This should actually be bit fetch instruction 13. There you go. So fetch instruction 13's off, which would be this middle bit. This is going to pipe all this to zeros, and if this is on, it's going to pipe all this to 1s. Actually, I'm going to make that more clean, because that's just, I don't like how I have to explain that. There we go. Upper immediate pad. I realize I can make this just 0. Actually, I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll just make that 0. There we go. Now it's gonna pad, make sure it pads out with zeros, because I was talking Verilator and stuff like that, since you can't use tac 0 to just auto make a 0 as long as you need it, which is really annoying in Verilator. By default in a lot of different compilers, a 0, just a plain int is only 32-bit. So if someone defines a CPU as like a 64-bit CPU, I don't want to risk a compiler padding out like 48 bits of zeros and just making the top 8 like undefined or some shit. That would be like really annoying. Most of them would set it to 0. Like I'm pretty sure most compilers will set those unknown values straight to 0, but I'm not gonna assume. I'd rather have code that's clean enough. But yeah, now all these should be good. Now the immediate is proper. And that means when I do this, all I have to do is add. Yeah, I can just do param counter. There we go. Okay, so hmm. So I'm gonna just put this as the standard PC. It'll just be program counter +1. Then I'll make this the reset. So I'll just OR all the values together, and this will be 0. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking leave zeros. I'm not gonna go that paranoid. If it fucks itself that hard, then I have a problem. Okay, so if branch enable is on and it's not, if this bit is on, and it's not a relative, I go, oh. If it is on, then I'll go to the relative immediate. Okay. That just leaves these two. You know what? I'm actually going to Okay. This needs to be in and not branch enable. If you're speculating and Okay, so if this is okay, so okay, so then if you're speculating and in the speculation pulse. This should be speculative destination. Then you need to roll back. When do you roll? You roll back. Or so another way is so you can mispredict if the destination is a mismatch after you predicted true. But then the other way is if this upper bit XORed with A equals 0. So if this is a 1 and a 1, that'd be a 0. Okay, so if you're actually branching, if you're branching during a speculation, that means you're resolving your speculation because you can't do multiple things inside there. Then A equals 0. Yeah, so because this would check whether or not conditions. So because this gets stored every time. Oh, hold on. This needs to just begin speculation pulse. Yeah. Okay, so begin speculation. Whenever you begin the speculation, you're not stalled. Wait, no, that's... Yeah. Wait, no, that pulse should never come on if you're fucking stalled anyway. Fuck off. But it does allow me to be a little safer. Or if these are or if if you end up doing a branch enable while you're speculating and then your results are different. Oh yeah, no, so this does not need to be inverted. This is a 1-1, that's a 0, and that'll turn that off. Okay, cool. So you need to roll back whenever you do an incorrect speculation. Do you though? No. You only need to roll back if mispredicted, taken, and you mispredict. Yeah, because if you go taken and it ends up being not taken, that's the only time you roll back. Mispredicted taken equals.
It's predicated.
So if that is on, and yeah, so if you're branching and A does not equal 0 and you predicted that I was taken and you're currently speculating, because these are different, it'll trigger this incorrect speculation flag, which will is an output, and then it'll oh, that means this, I need to assign this. Whoops. And then mispredicted taken can then You're really quiet again. Jesus Christ.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. How about here? Is this okay?
I don't care. Just find a distance that works for you and keep it there.
Gotta say, it sounds okay here, so maybe it's something else going on.
No, it's just a distance. Keeps going from like this to the mic. And if it would just like stay in one range, then I could adjust the volume and keep it there. But right now, every time you move, I have to go back through and adjust it. And then like 20 minutes later, you'll adjust where you're sitting. Like that's why I like my mic on an arm. So I always move it so it's like about 6 inches from my face.
I don't have to adjust Ellie's volume. I don't know.
But yeah, do you guys think this financial recession is gonna be not as bad or worse than 2008?
Oh, what do you think's gonna drive it into a recession?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, it's not guaranteed, right? Supposedly they're gonna stop raising the rates. That pressure will subside a little bit later this year, and bank thing I think is going to work out. One that's sus is the real estate market's really blown up too big. I don't know what else could drive it. Like it nowhere near situation in 2008 where everything was underwater, basically covered up. Michael Burry said yesterday he's shorting all the banks, so maybe it is going to be bank related. But that guy hasn't really hit on anything since 2008, so.
One thing I will say is that, like, I feel like if there's gonna be any driver, it's gonna be all these people that like got all that money and invested so much. Like around me, there's a lot of random restaurants and random shit that opened up while money was cheap, and like 80% of them are not gonna stay open, and a lot of them are brand new buildings that were built just for that, and so they'll never even make like 20% of the building costs back. So all those losses will either have to be made up elsewhere or they're all just gonna file bankruptcy at the same time.
Some areas are seeing cost of housing starting to drop a little bit, so we might have peaked as far as real estate costs in some areas.
It was getting stupid expensive in so many places. Like how that's just not natural. That should not happen. Prices should not raise that fast.
I saw an interesting argument today about GPTs and such. So many engineer jobs that Silicon Valley starts to become worthless.
Yeah, because there's going to be so many tech jobs and stuff like that, and remote working has now become such a good. People realize you don't have to actually move. You get really good talent, so that there's going to be like Silicon Valley is going to lose a lot of its luster in the next few years, I think. So because it's going to be also cheaper for people to live elsewhere. Like like $100,000 salary in a lot of other places is equivalent to like $200,000-300,000 in Silicon Valley. So the companies can literally just pay less, and their employees will have better lives.
Maybe you buy some hyper put options on real estate.
Hyper put.
Yeah, like hyper is like the farthest out option you can buy. Wise.
Like $100 on 1,000 to 1.
There's sometimes hear leap options. That's like next January, and then hyper is like the furthest one down the list.
It's so nasty that once you have if you have a lot of money to throw around, you could literally just dump like $100 into a bunch of like 500 to 1 or 1,000 to 1 like put options or whatever like that. Things that could make like massive insane things. If you lose it, fuck it. Like do it just right to where okay, it's fine. But it takes so much like
totally gambling. Now if you got millions of dollars to spend, then you're like Michael Burry and you don't even have to look at it. You just wait. Don't even look at the numbers until it hits. Either your prediction hits or it doesn't.
But then you get to the point where you have so much money that your decisions can literally sway the market a little bit when you're buying like large enough sums. So I think it's gonna tank, and then you sell like half of your shit, and it's like no shit. You have like you own 10%, and you just sold 5% of the fucking stock.
That's the legal manipulation. Huh?
Exercise those puts.
Yeah.
Okay, so right now I don't like that. I do have this AND gate here. So I'll move down here.
To answer your question, I don't think it will be worse. 2008 was like such a fucking clusterfuck of lies.
So if I remove, this needs to be on if French Naples.
I was a barely conscious fetus child in 2008. I remember my parents being very, very stressed about money, but I didn't understand the whole thing.
It becomes a recession when the labor market goes the other way, and right now it's still strong, right? I mean, technically it's a recession, but already because of GDP numbers. But the other indicators, like you can't find a job anywhere. That's when it gets real serious.
Every single place I walk into around here is hiring.
Yeah, it's a whole different scenario than 2008.
It's so weird, yeah. Like if somebody really like, I feel like the thing is now people just don't want to get the cheaper jobs. They want jobs, but they want jobs to pay a lot more because things are more expensive.
Okay, I'm gonna throw on my little tinfoil hat here for for a second, I'm gonna do this. Some of these companies realized that they could get away with skeleton crews during the pandemic, and they
Yeah.
are intentionally not hiring more people.
Oh, I know.
out there.
Like I know of several
but
companies that changed their hours and changed their workflow and stuff like that, and now are preserving it.
Yeah, when I was working at Taco Bell, we had, you know, help wanted signs, but all of the applications pretty much went straight into the bin.
And we're there in the United States, like when the market topped out a year ago, and the tech companies hired the most people, and now they have to shrink that number because they don't have work for these people to do right now. But the labor market is shifting. It's starting to go the other way, which means you'll start seeing people getting fired more. It has to go so far. It has to go back to like 2017 numbers to say that it's a recession in the labor market. Long way to go, I think. Real estate bubble could blow up. It wouldn't be anything like the mortgage crisis of 2008. That was a whole different thing.
The biggest mistake I ever made in my life, monetarily, was being in elementary school instead of buying up foreclosed properties during 2000.
Yeah, but the problem is that a huge percentage of properties you could not buy because the banks refused to sell them. Like, we wanted to go back through and buy the house that my family sold back in, like, we sold a house in like 2007 for like 120% profit where we bought it like 7 years prior. And then we sold it off, and then within 6 months of selling it, the dude who bought it from us went bankrupt and lost the house. The bank then sat on the house for another 7 years before they decided to put it on the market. And they sold it. Then they ended up selling it for like just about, maybe like, I think it was like 20,000 over what we sold it for. So they ended up just barely breaking even and able to make their money back. But they were waiting for it to recover because the prices didn't get back up to that point yet.
Now it's probably worth double.
Yeah, I'll look on my phone so I don't dox my old address.
You know, these hedge funds are buying real estate for the last 3 years. Their long theory is that, you know, new housing hasn't kept up with population. It's like behind by half. So it seems like a safe bet. If people can't afford the mortgages because of the higher rates now, and you have possibly a bubble that we're in, inflation's making it difficult. The inflation's supposed to be tapering off through the rest of the year, so it might be exactly what they've been predicting, which is like, you know, not a hard landing or soft landing, quote unquote, but, you know, not like what we have now, but prolonged years. Uncertainty, I guess, like that feeling.
I just looked at my old house on Zillow. Estimated 600,000.
Oh. I like down in San Diego.
Oh no, where? I will check the one in San Diego. No, I'm talking about like my childhood home. But I will check the one in San Diego.
Oh my god! So my family bought this house for like 110. We sold it for like 250. It is now worth 5.
Would you call it a suburban?
Yeah, it's in the fucking suburbs.
Yeah, all that stuff blew up. Down here in Florida, it's even worse. Like, it's shit is almost pricing everybody out. South Florida. All they expect.
Wow.
Most other markets are supposed to cool off. The population is supposed to double here still in the next 20 years.
Oh my god. Dude.
It's like the biggest house in the fucking neighborhood.
So, I just saw that so the bank, sat on it for like another 7 years and then sold it for like 15% profit, and then whoever had it then had it for 3 months and sold it for half price.
Thanks.
I'm guessing that they bought it and then realized that they had to dump so much money into it because of like it's sitting for Jesus Christ 9 years without anyone being in it. The bank just holding it.
Oh shit. My current house is set at 750. My dad bought it for what, like I think 4.5.
Everything with real estate's pretty inflated. I was looking at Airbnb stuff last week, and it's
Airbnb is the death of real estate.
off. Well, it's also a ripoff. I was looking for cheap places for like $200 a night, and then they also charge you like $200 to clean the place. Like, get the fuck out of here. They just wanted to charge more up front, but it's so competitive on the upfront price that they had to hide that shit in the cleaning fee.
Yep. I think I'm happy with this.
A lot of logic you added. A test?
I'm gonna go through and test these things later. Probably like Wednesday. I'm gonna go through and just have that be test bench day.
I like the way you're doing it with the comments and then the fleshing out the logic.
Yeah, so now this should work. All quote unquote should. But now it does roll back and checks the destinations properly. So this should support speculation. Oh, I still need to do privilege jumps, but I'll add those when I add the privilege instructions later.
Remember you colored your block diagram a certain color to mean you hadn't tested it yet, but it was done?
The yellow is done but hasn't been tested yet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back. That's why I marked them all yellow, so that I can go back and I can have a test bench day, and I can just write a test bench for all the yellow ones and just roll through them. Because most of these are just like refactored from the pORC1, and then with some minor changes. Like this program counter and the instruction coder are the biggest changes. Yeah, I need to have eCall, eBreak, and xReturn, which I think I just. Oh. I just need a CSR input. Yeah, I'll have to do stuff for like input.
Take a little break. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Yeah, I need to get up and stretch. Actually, I haven't gotten up in like a really long time.
Back.
Okay, I'm gonna do a stretch break. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You. I think I forgot to put honey in my tea.
Well.
Nope, there it is. I just forgot to stir it.
Oh.
Okay, so I need to add the following. Delay. I don't give a fuck about delay slots in this. I don't know what I need to do with privilege stuff. All that privilege later. I need to do the mark A dirty, and then I need to do a brain. But do I need this? Yeah, I think I definitely do. Yeah, no, I don't need to worry about this jump and link hazard at all anymore. Yeah, don't need that at all. I only need to know if it's a branch enable, which is really just an OR of 4 bits. Okay, so branches are all next to each other, so it's fetch instruction 15 and then not fetch instruction 14. Okay, those are congratulations, all the branches.
Hey, Gio. Your
What?
stream has starting soon and stretch break BRB layered over the text.
Oh, thank you.
Professional.
I'm so professional. Okay. Thinking.
You're welcome.
Okay.
That was special just for you.
Is that from Red Bull?
Yeah.
I can smell it now.
I fucking love Red Bull.
For me.
I love Red Bull so much. It's so good. God, fuck, damn it.
It was 14, then it was 15, 16. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm so stupid. Only needs to go up to 15, and these can stay the goddamn same. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. Yeah, because let's make these 4. Then this one, yeah, 1, B1.
This is gonna drive me nuts, but I found something for you.
What?
It's a third-party build of Milton that includes rectangles and grids.
Oh, that's awesome.
Side chat.
That's pretty hot.
It also lets you like pick the colors real quick using the number keys. I think.
So mark A dirty. Okay. It's now going to be the uppermost bit. Awesomeness. So that solves the mark A dirty, because I know that these will just always be marked dirty on here, so I don't need to do any I don't need to expand this, but these need to have the one here. Because this needs to be the 15th bit. Branch enable, or there you go. There you go. So now this covers all of my branch enable condition and the mark A. Then there was CSR load and store, which is just a memory operation. Stack pick and place or just memory operation. Yeah, I don't need. Yeah, that's fine. I actually don't need anything more in this. This should be good. That means both of these should be rock solid for what I wanted to do today. I'll add this privilege stuff here later. Or I may go through and look at that now since I have it up.
So the nice thing about a rectangle tool in Milton is it also lets you draw axis aligned lines.
Yep.
That's what rectangles are.
Mm-hmm.
And grids. This is nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna make this and this. I'm gonna first make the run ahead valid thing.
Is that gonna be top level or?
No, I had something for it, I thought. I did not.
Control P run ahead.
It'd only be like right here. These are all the files I made so far. Nope.
May be dumb, but you're organized.
This is like a new thing in the last year.
Oh, being organized?
Yeah, like organizing projects. It was only because like when I moved to System Verilog, I wanted to use iVerilog stuff. So Magical Gentleman set me up with the scripts and stuff, but the scripts require this folder structure, like the RTL to be a folder, and then like projects, ROM. So we just made a folder structure that works with our scripts, that makes sense to us, and then I just stick to that structure. And as I go, like different projects get different folder names and stuff like that. So it's the degree of organization varies from project to project, but.
Mm. Milton uses a shader to smooth out the curves.
Okay, so
Says they merged this in the main. Are you using an older version of Milton maybe?
I haven't installed Milton in like 9 months.
This grid feature says it's in main line since 2020. What? Doesn't seem right. Should be a branch of this in here.
I don't see it. I don't see the option for it either.
That's weird. It's in there. It's got localization strings for it. All the grid stuff. It's just not appearing in the UI maybe? If you hit the G key, does it change it to it? You tell what version you're using. Maybe he never released it.
Version 1.9.1.
Yeah. So he hasn't. Basically, if you build it from source, you'll have all these features. It just he never pushed it out into a binary. Because all this came in 2020. The last release they pushed out was 2019. Yeah, there is a build in the side chat if you want to try it.
Oh, yeah, I know what this is. Okay. I'm stupid. Okay, so this needs module. This to be a base module. Okay, so there's input. This is such a stupid module, actually. It's literally just gonna be one fucking mux.
Little mux. Well, where are you going to be instantiating that? Inside one of your stages, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't do it like this, you'd have to put it right in the top level code, right?
Yeah, and I like just having modules being plugged into each other.
Yeah. Oh, RT. Hello.
Very basic module, but oh
I
well.
was going to say, that's it.
Yeah, that's literally it. Like, I knew it was gonna be fucking simple. That's why I looked at this. I was like, I'm just gonna knock this out real quick. And then I'm gonna do the branch prediction. I'm gonna make a separate folder just for it.
Have you written one of these before?
I've made one in Minecraft several times.
Mm-hmm.
Made some in Logisim. I've made them in a lot of different formats, but I've never actually made a branch predictor in System Verilog. Because all my System Verilog work has been on the same like 3 or 4 projects, and none of them required one.
I hung out with Quayarno for like a week while he was working on his branch target buffers and such. It's my only experience with it.
Branch examiner. I'm gonna just name it the branch examiner. This is gonna be like the top level. Then you have the I'm gonna make a new folder. Branch. Target buffer. Oh. So I'm breaking off like this because if I want to expand out the branch predictor, like if I want to have like local and global and all that fun stuff,
T asks, "What are we doing?"
we are making a branch prediction system. So when I first started today, I went back and added the speculation controls to the program counter, so now it properly will speculate and then correct itself. Oh, I didn't assign this. Sign equals speculating and finish table and there we go. The branch is enabled, and that means that's going to be the end of the speculation because you're going to know the result at the end of that cycle. Okay. Yes, and we took the PC, which was just a basic, like, simplified version of everything. And since it's a simplified version, I took the simplified version and added the speculative rollback and detecting whether or not only, because we have these different conditions now, instead of just predicted taken and then we can be right or not right, it could be being predicted taken incorrect. Yeah, so it's whether or not the address is like good or not. So if you predicted not taken and the address was good, then you do nothing. Yeah. So if you predict bad wrong, I pulse the incorrect. You have bad address incorrect or incorrect. And this bad address condition is here, or the incorrect is there. Okay. Then if you didn't mispredict taking, then you're just letting the PC go on as fucking normal. Oh wait, hold on. Oh shit. Duh. Hold on. I have to ignore this branch. Duh. Oh my god. So if there's a branch, both of these need to...
You gotta stall on other branches, right?
So mispredicted taken will force this to do a rollback. But I need this to and not prediction correct. There. So now if the prediction's correct, it will just do PC +1, because in this scenario, if this speculation was correct and this jump in link wanted to take you to like address 77, but you went to 77 here and this was 78, 79, blah 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 blah, this would effectively then loop you back into this code and make you run it again. So I have to cancel this and make sure it does not go through. I can't believe I almost missed that.
Can't do another jump while you're already speculating a branch.
Yeah. Wire prediction correct equals
Could you do it, but you just have to roll back, right?
do what? What do you mean? Say that again?
If you're in a speculation and you hit another jump
Yeah.
and roll back, or do you stall?
I stall. I just stall until I know the result of the first one, because I don't know if that branch that I'm currently stalled at is valid in the first place.
Okay, so it's just cascading bad decisions, maybe.
Yeah. So if you predicted correct because you're speculating the branch enable, well, if it's not taken and you predicted correct, then this wouldn't tell it to do anything, because the A would not equal 0. Oh my god, that's so stupid. It would help if these actually check the fucking branch condition. So if A equals 0, then yeah, so if A equals 0, you do this. Yeah, okay. That works. I don't have to worry about the A equaling 0 here. So yeah, so if these are different. Oh. Okay. I think I can get rid of that. So if I have, if you're speculating and you predicted taken, this needs to block this if you predicted taken, Yeah, because the only time this would be on is if A equals 0. So if A equals 0, that means you would take the branch. So if you would take the branch and you predicted taken, then it would cancel it out. Okay, cool. It's a little bit extra logic, but it's fine. For now, this will get it. This will be good. Okay, so Opro question: if RT says he's gonna build a drone, and you ask, "Are you gonna ride on it?" Is that a question thinking he just means quadcopter in general? Because by definition of a drone, you wouldn't have a person. No, wait, no, it would just be not a pilot, so you could still ride it, but it'd still be a drone.
It's more like I don't know that game enough to know that you can't ride stuff. And I don't know if you can do remote control in that game at all.
Oh yeah, true.
I was imagining the car, but flying.
I know you can make like automated stuff. I don't know if you can make remote control though. I don't know if there's wireless communication. But I think this should be good.
It's gonna be big enough that you can ride it anyway. No remote without mods.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and do another stretch break in a second. So program counter is done, instruction counter is done, this run ahead collection mux is done, this branch examiner I need to build these. So I gotta decide how I want to do a branch predictor. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have two styles of branch predictors. I'm gonna have in the BTB, it's gonna be a local branch predictor. So every address you put into it, when you go look up a BTB address, it's gonna look up the address it thinks it's gonna go to and its predicted value at the same time. So it's gonna look up just a long vector, and it tells you whether or not you're gonna use that value, since that'll give me like local prediction based on addresses, but then I want like a global pattern predictor as well. Which I'm going to probably take like the lot. I don't know how deep that's going to be. Maybe 65. Like, I don't want to make anything too crazy deep or complicated. At the same time, since it's only a modified 2-bit predictor, I can make it be. I'm going to make it be modified 2-bit predictor base. So I think I should make a modified 2-bit modified.
In my head, I imagine BTB as like a table, but
it is a table.
Model it like you did with the round robin, where it's just like an array of vectors or something.
What round robin are you talking about?
What do we call that thing? The port priority? Find it. Hold on.
Yeah, the port priority. Like, talking about like the priority encoder.
Thing we did instead of Tomasulo's.
Talking about the scoreboarding dirty bit stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
How are you relating the two? I don't think I understand the question.
That's like a table, right?
Yeah, so like you're talking about like how we have register statuses, like we just have a giant table that we look up our status of our registers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so same basic thing. Just a table we index using some metric. And for the register status, the metric is a register address, and for this, it's going to be some function of like prediction status and either local or global like history.
Perfect. Got it.
Predicting true input. So it's gonna be really basic. I'm gonna do a basic bitch version of this. So I realize the logic for this is really basic and you don't need a lookup table or anything. You know, lookup table would probably be faster. I'm just gonna go on OR and find my old one because the logic on that was stupid simple. Because you have 1 Oh no, this is gonna be on old build.
That's not in there.
No!
They grab the archive offline or
It's there. I can start it up. Hold on. Nick better not have fucking pulled this off the server. I pay for that shit. Fucking spend the gig on the update. God damn it.
oh, what update?
On like storing the old world.
Oh, I mean it's on archives.org or whatever. Offline.
Yeah, there's no live world with it on.
I know, but it's still on the server, so I can grab it.
Yes.
And I can start it up myself.
Well, we got the link. So on archive.openredstone.org.
Why can't I find? Oh, there it is. Oh wait, no, hold on. I brought that onto the old world. Is the old world brought?
Regular old is on there.
Yeah, how do I get to that?
It's warp old plot underscore your name.
So it's, what is it?
Warp. And
Slash warp.
old plot. I try old plot. Underscore capo. If you find, well, you got too many plots, but what I did is I made a new warp once I found my old one.
Slash warp. Poker. Please, please. Yeah, I found it. Okay, I can get to it from here. Yeah, see, it's still on the server. Nick apparently had to go on it a couple days ago anyway. Found it. This is my 2-bit predictor. Okay, so the state comes in. Yeah, the LSB was in the middle. It was really weird. Oh yeah, so because yeah, I think honestly just because I'm on a I'm just gonna use a case statement. Just fuck it. That's gonna be nasty. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, no, when this is a sync reset, I want it to go to weekly taken. So this upper bit needs to actually be an OR. Okay, so for some reason I had the MSB is really? Hold on. Does this actually sometimes I hate it when I go through my old stuff and like unsure if it actually works or not. Okay, so if I predict taken, that's gonna give me weekly not taken. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay. Yeah, fucking case statement's gonna be so much easier for this. I don't feel like dealing with this fucking name. Hmm.
Those the only inputs? Taken or not taken?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, input update. Eat that shit. I'm just gonna use a 3-bit mux. This is really nasty and I hate myself for doing this. But oh well. On FPGAs, muxes are rather fast, so I don't really give a shit. Wire 20. Okay, so this way is it's this would be only not taking this would be 2B00 S taken, oh, strongly not taken 2. Weak not taken. This would be weak taken. Yeah, so if you predict not taken, all of them go to strongly not taken except this, which goes to weakly not taken.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name, grasping into
Okay.
life is happy but it's
That should work. So when you're predicting not taken, and this is clock enable and update. That should be the entire thing. There's probably like simpler logic for this, but I'm just making it doesn't really matter. It's not in a critical path at all. RT, I have over like I think I have 64 plots on the old build, and then on the old build I have like 30 40, and then on the newest build I have 5. I have 4 in one corner, and then I have plot 6 9. I have plot 6 9 on the old build too. Immediately when the server was made, within moments, I claimed 6 9 and then went to one of the corner. And because immediately people went to the corners, but I did 6 9 and then went there when there was only one corner left, and did 4 in the corner. So now whenever I do my shit, I just go in the corner because I know no one's gonna be around me. I don't have to worry about lag. But then no one's gonna be at 6 9 because that's mine. And I'm truly a bad one, I know.
Plot 6-9. That shit's so funny. It's the sex number. I can't believe you've done it, you fucking mad lad.
What I found crazy is like on the old build, no one claimed it. I claimed it a year and a half after the old server was made. No, it just didn't expand out. Because I noticed when I gave out a plot to somebody, I was at plot like 6 7. So not the next plot, but the plot after that was gonna be taken up by 6 9. I was like, fuck that, I'm stealing it before it's taken. And it was like a year and a half after the server was made.
That's awesome. Also, we got a new person. What's up, Whiskers?
What's up, Whisk? I saw you join in the.
Is from Orc.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Are they for more? They're not in the org Discord.
Yeah, like 99% sure.
The fuck did I get?
Yeah, they're in the OR Discord. They're in Redstone Army or Learn to Do Shit, URCL, and MCHPRS.
Mutual servers, no servers in common.
Welcome, Whiskers.
Yeah, you should have 3 servers in common with them at least.
I'm only in Discord and URCL.
I know, and this one. I looked at both your servers, and we have 3 servers all in common.
Yeah, it just straight up says no mutual servers. That's fucking weird. Oh yeah, then there's also the furry or Discord, which I'm in with a few people.
Every ore has its own thing.
Yeah. It's pretty much dead, but yes, Aha is there, but maybe, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll leave it at that. He is there.
So one thing I'm kind of dumb with that I just realized is, when I do these predictors, I'm not gonna have a singular predictor. I'm gonna have a register that's just gonna be a 2-bit value that I send in. So I need to actually state. I need to have a state in. I don't need to update. I need an input 10 state in. State out equals. There we go. That's simple enough. So this way I can just call a simple like 3-line thing and just send in the 2 bits and outputs the states I need. I like the just having like 4 lines of this rather than all of this a dozen times in code. Okay, so then that's fine. I need to decide what type of predictor I want to do. How complicated do I actually want to be? I kind of, if I just do a branch target buffer, I could do a really basic predictor. If I just look up value, I have like one global branch predictor that I use that just pretty much is a separate 2-bit predictor that if something's not in the BTB, I use that predictor. And then if it is in the BTB, then I'll use that value. Think. Hey Whiskers, are you subscribed to the Learn to Do Shit YouTube channel? Okay, so I think I'm just gonna call it here, and then Wednesday I'll work on branch predictors. I have my base 2-bit predictor that I can use as all my the modifier. So, oh, Ellie.
What?
So one thing me and Magic are gonna talk about after we're done, like right after right after we're done with this, I'm gonna go talk to them for a little bit before we have our chat. But one of the things we're really happy about that since we're gonna be using Verilog and stuff, we can use interfaces properly. And I didn't realize this because we've never been able to with our current stack, which is not supported. You can assign basic functions, so I could have this be like an interface instead of being a module, where I could just have like this come in where this acts as a single wire, and then it takes in this state and this would be like a interface that gets sent between one buffer to another buffer. It's just this as an interface. So you don't have to you can call it like a function, and it does kind of like inline things, and it can do. It's hard to describe. Quinn's apparently gonna go over with me later, but you can apparently have you can do logical manipulation in interfaces, in the definition of interfaces.
Yeah.
Which it just makes so many things so clean. Like you can have the whole entire handshake protocol, all that defined in one interface, and then you just have some inputs and outputs of those interfaces that you can connect to on either side, and it'll handle all of the handshakes and all that fun stuff. So I'm excited for that because that'll really make a lot of stuff easy for us. Because then we can just call that one interface for every single handshake we have in all the projects. All projects get all the same handshake stuff. Is on pORC this will help so much. Like down here, I want to be able to use interfaces. Like when the debugger gets done, it'll allow me to use interfaces on these. So all this handshake stuff, I can just define one special thing for the CPU. I want to try it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call this here and the stream, and then next. I felt like I got a decent amount done. Then next week I'll work on actually getting the predictor and the prediction done, so I can examine for branches and then predict. Because examiner should be rather straightforward. It's just scanning incoming instructions to see, hey, is this a branch? If so, predict. It is going to check whether or not the the operand is a 0 operand, like if the condition operand is a 0, so that way even if it predicts not taken or something like that, it's going to force it to predict taken, so you're guaranteed that on like an unconditional branch or unconditional jump and link, it's going to predict taken, so you get the speed up. Yeah, I want to try to, whenever I do the branch examiner and I write that logic, the one thing I want to think about is if there's a way that I can have, I think I may just have a modified bit. Like pretty much what I'm thinking about doing is, since if in the program counter, why did I fucking close that? In the program counter right now, these, like this rollback and stuff gets updated on the speculation. And then the only way you get rolled back is if you're rolling back from a misprediction, which will never happen because it'll be taken and it'll be unconditional, so you don't have to worry about that. And then at the beginning of the speculation, you do the pulse. Okay, so that would automatically take it. So what I would essentially do is I would just send this in a begin speculation pulse, but I would never hold speculating high, so it would never give out the incorrect speculation or any of that. All of that would be disabled, and I would never raise the actual speculation wire high. It would just pulse this as, hey, take this branch. That's if it's an immediate, at least. If it's like, if it uses a register, then it has to speculate because it doesn't know what's in that register. But it'll have some exemptions to where I just won't raise that speculating bit if it's that. Because I would love, because that means the beautiful part about that is if you have like a handful of just unconditional branches, something like that, like you do some stuff and you do some branches, even though that could be still in your pipeline and still be in flight, you can then you could accept that jump, keep running that code, and then if that branch takes you to like 2 instructions and the 3rd instruction's a branch, you can then speculate on that branch even though that first jump is still in flight, because you know it's unconditional. Like you don't have to worry about it not, oh no, I lost track of the program state, because all that stuff is always going to happen because it's the unconditional nature of it. And that is as long as it's an immediate. But yeah, this should be fun. That also means I may end up having to generate my immediates in this rather than an instruction decoder and just pass that through, because I'll need to branch to jump to an immediate, potentially for those jump-in links. But the only time I do that is, yeah, would be the branching jump immediate. Yeah, I don't need that because it's only gonna be one form, so it should be fine.
I learned stuff. Learning to do shit.
Exactly. It's the name of the game.
Yep. Very good.
So yeah, I'm gonna call it here, and then Wednesday we'll work on getting the getting everything all wrapped up. Not everything wrapped up, but
Not quite.
yeah. We'll work on the branch prediction and the branch examining and like the system that actually puts us into the speculation state. That'll all be next time, the branch prediction and speculation. Yeah. That means we're actually making really good progress on this. Like this is the 8th session that we've had, and we're about to have a lot of the more complicated stuff done up here. The run head queue I need to finish up. The only two really complicated things, well, there's 3 complicated things that need to be finished. I need to wrap up the run ahead queue, which should, all of that logic I believe we went through and it's cleaned up. The stat cache I need to finish, which there's just some random logic that I'm unsure how I want to do it. And then the CSR stuff down here, this unit, which is a little bit more than the CSRs because it does stat cache manipulation and things. But yeah. CSR, stat cache, and run ahead queue. Those are the 3 complicated things. And I'll probably attach them: run ahead queue, stat cache, and then CSRs. But the CSR, since the CSR instruction manipulates the stack point, it has stack pick, stack place, and swap stack pointer in this. Which I'm thinking about moving these out of this and into the complex. Hold on, I just realized something. Swap stack pointer is a pseudo instruction. Why do I even have that? Those are redirects. Yeah, so stack bound upper, stack bound lower, stack configuration. Okay, so stack pointer is not a CSR. I think I need to change that. I think I need to make it a CSR. Actually, no, I'm not, because then if I don't make it a yeah, I'll move into the complex instructions probably. Yeah, so I need to add I need to add back this to mark dirty, and if I add this to complex and dirty, then I can add Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add those bits back to there instead of being constants. And that'll allow me to move this up. Yeah. I like that a lot because all of these relate to the CSRs. You accept like the fencing and the halt, but those are fine. I don't really care if those are separate. Why would I'm thinking?
I live inside my own world of make-believe.
Kind of don't like that I have no more reserved instructions up here because a swap stack pointer could very well be. Well, no, because that could actually. No, that needs to be. Because that could that will almost guaranteed result in a cache miss.
My cries and watch me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Okay, yeah, I don't need to do anything special for swap stack pointer. It just needs to trigger a cache flush whenever it stores. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Or next time I work on the prediction stuff and hit this one, knock down one at a time.